Hi everyone, it's Wendy. I'm here with Rachel Around the World in 30 Days collaboration. It is well on its way now as we're on day 24, which is my day. And Rachel has done an amazing kit for this. Numerous, there's a round the world kit with all the days and places that people have chosen. I chose Venice because that is my favourite place in all the world. And she did these amazing pictures, like postcards and scenes. I have used two of the pages, but I'll show you those in a sec. And it's a daily collaboration with different designers or different artists, YouTubers. And this is the list, and this is me, Wendy Townsend, and my prompt is a quiet journaling page. So first, before I get on to that, let me show you the passport that Rachel made. She provided the papers. They were a freebie, but I'm not sure. The link to her Ko-fi shop is below, so have a look, and there is still a big discount on the Round the World kit. Now she gives instructions, and she has done a video on putting these back to back so that you get double-sided, and she provides all that information for you. And this is mine. I didn't do it quite the way Rachel did hers, but I did a little pocket here. It crunched up a bit on the spine, so I've just put some lace around. But I didn't print my papers back to back because I wanted to put little pockets in. So I've put little cutouts so that you know there's a pocket there, and that each day it just follows the list. Let me just find the list again for you. Bear with me. Where are we? Right. Oh, here we are. So it goes like Norfolk Broads, Ireland, Washington State, Niagara-on-the-Lake, Paris. So I put my pages in order. So it's creating the journal, Norfolk Broads, Ireland, Washington State, Niagara-on-the-Lake. I have actually been lucky enough to go to a few of these places. I've been to Niagara Falls because my niece lives in Canada. I've been to Ireland, Dublin and Belfast. I've never been to the Norfolk Broads, even though it's in England. I've done Paris. Obviously I'm from England, although I live in Spain. I've never been to Japan, and I've left... No, yes, there's a pocket on that one. I've been to different places in Wales, but I've never been to this Abernant Woods. I've never been to Wisconsin. Oh, Ambleside Lake District, I've been there hundreds of times. That's quite near where I used to live in England. Jamaica, I don't think I've been there, although I have done a couple of Caribbean cruises. And Utah, I've never been to. Pizza in Italy, I have been to. I just watched a video this morning that Steph Howells did, this one in Wales. Alabama, not been to, never been to the Azores. Alaska, no. Austria, no. I've been to Italy, different places. Venice, my place, adore it. Rhodes, yes I have. Scotland a few times. And that, Cyprus, never been to India. Right, so what I did was I left a few of the pages, I glued them back to back, and a few of them I just left little pockets either at the side or at the top. And I made these little clusters, which I'm going to do with you today. And then I put a little sticky out tab just so that it just hangs out the edge of the journal, like so. And the papers that Rachel designed have lots of little bits to cut out, ephemera and stuff. There's a few pages in general of like tags and labels. That's a page of somebody's area. This one, stamps each location and more tags and labels. I'll just quickly show you some of the pages that I did print off. I'm going to do a journal. I've never heard of this place, Amnicon Falls in Wisconsin, but it looks really beautiful. So I've got these ready. There's over 100 pages, I think, in all, of all sorts, different areas and ephemera. So I'm going to do a little cluster to go into a pocket like this. Now these are just made out. You know I hate wasting things. Now I've just got to be careful here because I've got the fan on behind me, so everything tends to blow. This is a binder off a packet of wool yarn. So what I did was I just tore a piece off, and I think I'll do one lengthways, then that can go into a top loading pocket. And before these blow away, I'm just going to put them into this folder because, like I say, the whole lot is blowing away. And then I'm going to just pull some bits out to stick onto here like this, and odd pieces of paper. That was an offcut from one of the pages. I'll just tear that off and tear that bit down there. All these scraps I just like to use. Hate wasting anything, I really do. So that's my piece of paper there. I'll use my glue stick just for speed as well. Just stick that down the edge. I just love making clusters. Great way to use all the scraps that you accumulate. And we all say we're not going to do it, but we always do. Bits of lace, bits of fabric, all sorts of things you can just... Oh, that's a beauty, isn't it, that image there? Yes, I really like that one. I'm going to glue this one on. And I have tubs with tiny bits of lace, bits of cotton that you cut off from when you're stitching, sewing machine. I save them all up and just put them in a tub, and then they're there whenever you need them. Now let's see if we can find a nice little label. That one will do across the top. And is there anything else that would suit? Let's put a little stamp on as well. It's Italia. That can go on like so. And then I'll just do a little punched. This is like a tab punch at the top, just so that it sticks out of the top of the pocket. So that is my little passport journal that I'm probably going to take that on one of my holidays with me. And then you can just journal for each place that you go to. I have got a holiday planned with my sister in September. It is sort of under threat at the moment because the rivers are drying up in Europe. So it's a river cruise. So we're hoping to have a bit of rain to fill the river up, then our little river cruise can take place. Just fingers crossed. We can't do anything about it unless we do a bit of a rain dancing. So I'm just going to put that in the pocket there, so I can take that with me on my little river cruise, and I can just write down about each place There's a little pocket here that you can put tickets in of places we go to, and the same at the back. And I really love that idea. It's just so much work that Rachel's put into sourcing all these images, and that's my twine from stitching the signature together. Just to punch some hearts out and used some of the paper. Isn't it lovely? Right, so that's that. Right, let me show you what I did with my quiet journaling page. This was my idea here. These are the rest of my papers. There's a page of postcards and another double page of Italy and Venice. So I'll get rid of those. I don't need those. But what I did with this, I tore the page, I ripped it, did two pieces the same. Not explaining myself very well. I printed two pieces the same, and then I decided where would be a good place to tear it to make a pocket, and inside that pocket I've put some of the postcards. So I'm going to do that with you now. So that is a little pocket inside there. Can you see the printing inside? The same image, and I've tried to mirror it up exactly. So you've got a nice bit of journaling spot there, and the same on this side. See, it's the same printed inside. You could even put a nice piece of coffee dyed or tea dyed paper inside as well, and that can then be stitched into a journal. So I'm going to do that with you now. I'll just put that over to one side. So this is the page that I've cut all the white edges from. So I'm going to rip this one somewhere that will look okay, and I think it's going to be down this rooftop, down the canal and across Italia, so that you get all this nice imaging. So I'm just going to trim that white edge off the top, because I don't want that on, and I'm going to tear it across these rooftops here, and then down the canal and across the top of the Italia label. Doesn't matter if I take the corner off, and down. Keep the I was going to say the Bridge of Sighs, but it's not, because that is over the Grand Canal, and they have little shops inside here. So I remember buying some earrings there once, and I have been to Italy a few times. I've been really lucky. We went on a cruise. The first time I ever went was when Yugoslavia was still Yugoslavia, and when my children, two boys, were little, we went to a part of Yugoslavia that I'd researched, and I knew we could get a boat over to Venice, because I'd always wanted to go to Venice. And we did that. We got the boat over, and we walked to St. Mark's Square and had a bit of a walk round, and I was absolutely mesmerised. I just loved it, absolutely loved it. It's just so fascinating, and it's I can't explain it. It's just, I love it. I really, really do. And luckily I've been on a couple of cruises that have stopped there as well, and I just love it. I really do. So that I've inked around the edges, just then it stands out, and I'm going to glue down there and across the bottom to make that into a little pocket. And I don't throw these torn off pieces, because that's what I put in the clusters as well. Keep everything, don't waste anything. That is my motto. You will use it somewhere, I'm sure. And just put some glue on there. This is collal glue that I've got in my tub, and I'm measuring the images up down a bit, just the edge of that Italia there. Just a little bit too deep at the bottom, so I can just trim off a fraction there. And that is a page, and I'll do the same sort of thing there. And then with the postcards, I'm just going to quickly trim these out. And there's 4 of them, so I can do 2 in each pocket. I'll just cut the corners straight and then trim it with my little corner rounder. You can ink the corners if you want, or ink the edges if you wish to. If you've been watching the collaboration, there's been some absolutely amazing makes. The ideas that people come up with are just wonderful. So I'm just going to trim the corners there. I'm hoping it's going to cool down a wee bit. It has been extremely hot, and I think a lot of places have been experiencing some excess heat. A lot of fires, sadly, in a lot of countries. So that is my pocket there. Could even put a little tab on there because it's quite a deep pocket, I must admit, or you could have it sideways. I might put a piece of paper in there as well. Let's just see. I could fold one of these up. I always print on, if I'm doing something like this that I know I'm not going to keep or use it. In fact, I could use some of that for clusters, but I would fold some of that up, like say into 3. Use a coffee dyed piece of paper, obviously. Trim it down a wee bit, and that could go in as well. So that's my little quiet journaling page. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen with me today, and I'll put all the links to Rachel's Ko-fi and her YouTube, etc. down below in the description box, and I shall see you next time. Bye.